Who are you talking to? Who are the people that you're speaking to? And then where do they consume their online content? So that's the next step that we're going to take here. Some of us are Facebooking, some of us are blogging. Where's our audience? How do we connect with them? I like to think of this wavy line in here that looks like water as my area of opportunity, right? The people, they all fit in this gap in between my audience and closed business. So where are they? Where am I going to find them? Let's say that my company just does email marketing, because I personally love email marketing, and I'm not even kidding. So I try to centralize most of my media consumption in my email. So that way I can say, all right, I got time for this, I don't have time for this. And for me, that's where it's at. However, if my mom is also in your target market, she doesn't really do anything with email. She's out there online, but she's just not in her email. So you missed mom if all you're doing is email marketing, because she's off in the water, right? So that's why you compose a message to your buyer personas, and then you're going to spread out that same message across different online mediums. It's not that you rewrite everything, but you spread it across your online mediums and you tell people about it. So that way you can connect with my mom, who's always hanging out on Pinterest. And I swear, this is a true story. My mom said, I have this awesome wall on Pinterest. You really need to see it. And I thought, okay, that's awesome. And I went out and I was trying to find Deb Schumacher's, and I couldn't find her anywhere. And finally, I even forgot what I was doing out there, because that's what happens. And I'm just, I'm clicking through, and I find this woman who has all these boards that are awesome, and she's got so many different ideas on here and links to tutorials, and I'm like, this woman's style is awesome. She is so cool. And it was my mom. I had followed every single one of her boards. I kid you not, this is a true story. Anyway, so knowing that she's on Pinterest and I'm doing email marketing, those are two different things, right? So you're going to reach me through email marketing. You can give her that same message on Pinterest. You could give someone else that same message on Facebook, my girlfriends who don't email at all and all they do is Facebook message. And then you can drive everybody back to your blog and your website and hopefully change them into closed business, right? And so, Steve, to answer your question, how to tailor this for a nonprofit. So whenever I talk about closed business, I mean getting people to whatever point we need them to be at. So if we want to have more interaction, so let's say my Rotary group, right? We're a nonprofit. And we do email marketing, and we do Facebook, and we have a blog and a website. And we are using these tools to drive people back to our blog and our website because we want them to be involved. We want them to join a committee. We want them to go to events. We want them to attend other Rotary events. We want them to donate money. So there's lots of things that we want from them. It's just not necessarily in the same, it doesn't feel like closed business. Does that make sense? But it's the thing that I'm motivating people to do, if that makes sense. So in our Rotary group, we post to Facebook that we're doing something, go to our website, check out the event. It's at this time and date because we want you to attend the event. Maybe we wanted you to sponsor a table and bring extra people to the event to build awareness for whatever charity we're working towards that day. So there's all kinds of digital components that you can put into your marketing mix. Twitter, LinkedIn, Houzz, Google+, YouTube, Google AdWords. So these are all different ways that you can choose to connect. And in our Lunch and Learn next month, we will dig into these individually and talk about who's there and why it would benefit you to be in one or not be in one, because you don't need to be in all of them. All right, so this is sort of explaining the same thing, but it's a different graphic to explain it in a way that is maybe a little bit more clear. So I like to think of this big yellow area as my marketing zone, right? This is the place where I choose to put the most effort into. And for most of you guys, it will be your website, but for some people, it might be Facebook. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to complement my website with all of these other mediums out online. And I'm going to connect with people to draw them back into my website and turn that into closed business. So that blog, email marketing, Facebook, Pinterest, all of that is to encourage people to come back to my website and turn into closed business. So once again, for a nonprofit too, if maybe you were trying to increase membership, then that would be a goal. So it all depends on what you're trying to get people to do. All right, so up to this point, we've talked about the things that are preliminaries before you even get started writing, right? And so for some of us, me included, this is a little like, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do all this work before I even write. All I really wanted to do was start writing. And I get that. I do. But we want to make sure that what we write is successful, and that's why we do those starting activities. So oftentimes I suggest to people, all right, you got your planning done. That's awesome. Now chill out for a little while. Come back in a day or two, and then we can start planning out topics and start writing.